Sorry guys, but someone who thinks that boys need tampons is weird. Someone who wants people to tattle on their neighbor for walking out of his house is weird. Someone who would endorse a person who wants price controls is weird. His entire mode of operation is weird. Do you recognize Israel as an independent and sovereign nation? Do you agree to stop launching missiles from playgrounds into civilian centers? Do you agree to stop sending in suicide bombers? Do you agree to stop digging tunnels underneath homes? Do you agree to stop teaching your children that they need to kill every Jew that they find? If you agree to all of these terms and conditions, Israel will more than likely give you the land. That was never yours in the first place. If you attack someone endlessly for generations, do not be surprised when the one who is attacked strikes back. Well, that is quite clever. Using boats to maintain bridges across lakes and oceans. What was that? You mean to tell me that this is about the rising sea levels from imaginary global warming? Even though rich Democrats like the Obamas bought massive beachfront property, and the predictions associated therewith have failed over and over and over again, we can stick with trucks. Unless we are crossing lakes or oceans. Mr. Jones must have accidentally switched the candidates for this cartoon. Now that is a very bold claim, but I can back it up. Prices and inflation were at amazing lows under President Trump. But prices and inflation skyrocketed under Brandon and cackling Kamala. Now the DNC has people like Michelle Obama and Oprah, who seem to think that rich people are going to destroy us all despite being rich themselves. There are more rich and super rich people that support Democrats than support Republicans. After all, they control mainstream media and Hollywood, so these two candidates were switched in this cartoon. But I'm sure that it was an honest mistake. Let me break Ms. Sorensen's drivel down a bit. Actually, fewer people are dying because we have reliable heat and cooling. In places where they do not have coal, they use things like dung and wood. Alternatively, we could use clean and reliable nuclear power, but you hate that too. I would like to point out that the autocrats tried something under Obama. Nothing under Trump, but then again under Brandon. It looks like they are scared of President Trump, even if Ms. Sorensen wants to imply more imaginary Russia collusion. The free market does a very good job at that. Do you know how the FDA inspected meat until the 90s? They stuck a fork into a piece of meat, sniffed it, and then put the same fork into the next piece of meat. It is true. There is video of it. However, competing butchers want to keep things clean so that their customers do not get sick. Traffic is not a constitutional power granted to the president. Even interstate commerce is technically under the jurisdiction of Congress. I think that the drug dealers, the human traffickers, and all of the parents with anchor babies are very thankful that the Democrats keep the border wide open. Miss Sorensen just loves her drivel. Let me break Mr. Bowling's gibberish down a bit. Apples and oranges. Wait, no, this is like comparing apples to pickup trucks. These people would not protest in the streets. They would just buy off a congressman and have the agent fired. After all, that is one of the benefits of big government. Would it surprise you to know that I am against bailouts? That is just a fancy word for subsidy. These people will not be prosecuted because each of them has a senator that will do his bidding. This is also comparing apples to pickup trucks. Mr. Bowling just loves his gibberish. There is not one shred of evidence whatsoever that President Trump or Vance will create an autocracy. President Trump actually went out of his way to restrict government power. These liberals are hilarious. Out of one side of their mouth, they will tell us that President Trump is an authoritarian that will destroy our democracy. And out of the other side of their mouth, they will tell us that Trump is doing nothing at all with presidential power. Truly, truly ironic. This is Guernica, drawn by Picasso about the Nazi bombing of Spain. So these two are right, it is about American politics. I am sure that we do not need to worry about the thousands, possibly millions of military-aged illegals that are crossing into this country. We also do not need to worry about the Biden administration dropping them off all over the country. And we definitely do not need to worry about the Chinese military base in California. I am sure that none of these things will lead to the downfall of America. So it is fitting, and it scares me.